Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm here with a bit of a monstrous pickups vid, which I've got stuff all over the floor. I've just been accumulating over the last few weeks from various places, gaming markets, fellow tubers, Vinted, eBay, Facebook Marketplace, and covering some games and toys. I think a book. A few other bits, some handheld stuff. So we'll crack on. I'm going to have to kind of cut at various points, literally whilst I kind of rearrange things on the floor and go through the next pile of stuff. So I'll try not to dither on each pile and get through stuff relatively quickly. But yeah, it's a bit of a monster. I'm not entirely sure whether or not I'll do another pickups video before Crimbo. I'm sure I'll do other videos, but yeah, this could be it. I've spent a chunk of money and I've made off the back of quite a few sales and a few trades. So check out those vids if you have a chance and you haven't yet seen them before. But yeah, been spending that cash and reinvesting it into all things good, all things retro. So let's crack on. I'm going to cut and I'm going to grab some bits and we're going to take a look. Right, we're going to start off with some Game Gear action. A lot of these do come from a fantastic fellow Essex tuber, a guy who's up for a Girth Tuber of the Year. A nominee for that, and yeah, someone I've classed as definitely a good mate that we've obviously met over the tubes, but then I met in person over the last few years, which has been cool. So yeah, Rogie Retro Gamer. So Rogie, he bought a couple of fairly big hitter like Master System games. I was just having a bit of a sell off on. No massive kind of nostalgia to that. He is going well and truly gun-ho for a few full sets, but one of them is the Sega Master System, so he's not a million miles off. So I'm sure most of you do already watch his channel and sub. If you don't, for a crazy reason, go and check him out if I remember. And I do my admin, I'll make sure I link people within the description of this video. But yeah, go and check him out, and if anyone can support him on those final games, then please do. And it'd be great to see him get over get a full set, get over the line there, which would be amazing. But so yeah, as part of that, we had I won't go into kind of details of what we did, but I came away from the trade, so to speak, with a few Game Gear games, and really nice condition. So let's crack on through. Most of them, it's a Castle of Illusion, Mickey Mouse. I put most of them, not all of them, into actually apart from one, into some nice protective cases. To look after them, but absolutely chuffed to have that one. Unsurprisingly, quite a few of these games are just direct ports of the or equivalents of the Master System versions of the game, but just nice to get some Sega cardboard. The amount of times I said Nintendo cardboard in this little gaming corner, because I've been talking about Game Boy and SNES and N64 and all that stuff, but Sega cardboard, which is nice. And for whatever reason, this stuff's going to held the test of time a bit more than some of the sloppy kind of Saturn box stuff that you see. So I'm going to stop holding that one in the air. So you got that. This is the first Game Gear game I ever played. So when I had a Game Boy growing up, my French cousin Pierre, can't make that up, can you? Awesome guy. He had a Game Gear, I think we probably slightly kind of jealous of what each other have. I think he was, I was certainly jealous of the full colour that he had. But then I think I had such a great catalogue of games on the Game Boy. On reflection, I look back and I think I'm chuffed with the decision I made. But I did love this game. I don't know if it's the first time I played Prince of Persia. Growing up, perhaps it was, but blew my mind. He had this, didn't have many games of this, Sonic and Columns, obviously like the pack in, but really chuffed to have that. I've got Prince of Persia in a few flavours, and I think they've Roger picked some of these up from the same place, but they've got got the boot sticker in the corner. For the time being, I'm going to keep those on. I do like a bit of the history, link back to the origins, but who knows? I might have a go at one stage of removing that, but I'm not in a major rush. We've got Alien 3, which again, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's maybe the same as the Master System version. Another Master System game. Always get it confused. Yeah, the Lucky Dime Caper. I always want to say Lucky Diamond Caper. Dime Caper with Donald Duck. Super Kickoff, which I believe, just based on the cover, is kind of what Kickoff 2 was on the home computers. I'm sure I played this on my mates like Amiga or maybe someone's like ST, but that's just a very iconic cover, so I'm pretty sure that's Kickoff 2. But yeah, Super Kickoff on the Game Gear. Again, yeah, $29.99. Fairly chunky amount, really, if you think inflation and all that stuff. You know, how much is that worth in today's value? It's probably yeah, fairly chunky amount. And a game I've never played, Super Off-Road. So give that a go. Again, I'm looking at the cover, thinking perhaps that was a Master System one as well. But yeah, it looks like a bit of a kind of an RC Pro-Am type affair. But look forward to checking that out. So they're the awesome trades from Roger. So cheers, mate. Really chuffed with them, and I think through that alone, at the time, it probably doubled my box Game Gear collection. I didn't have many. I've got loads of cart only, but yeah, box wise, brilliant, and they're in cracking condition. Really pleased with them. And then the sod off the back of them, he got me thinking about, okay, perhaps I want to get some more Game Gear. And vinted, which I think I spoke about in one of my last videos, using them more and more as an alternative to where you both see like a slimmer selection of stuff. But what the stuff you do find, as long as you make sure it's not a bloody fraudster at the end of it, and you check they've got, you know, decent reviews and a bit of history, you can get some good deals on it. And like, you can kind of hammer down a bit in terms of you know, chucking in an offer, and then combining like postage and stuff. It's quite a little cheeky, intuitive platform. Getting quite into it. Like I say that it's way more limited in terms of the range than eBay, but if you do find what you're after, then it's yeah, it's happy days. So I think all of this, I think these were all like bundled from one guy. But yeah, Paperboy. These are not as in great condition as the Roger specials, but still in fairly good nick. Bit of a, yeah, it's probably the worst one. Someone's got a tear in the corner there. It's the other side even. So you got like Wonder Boy, which I think in the States it was like Revenge of Drancon, the Evil King Drancon, because when I tried to look it up on my crappy little app, I don't know why I use it, my kind of mobile app, which I use to catalogue games, or the reason I do use it is so I don't get doubles and stuff. I was typing in Wonder Boy, couldn't find anything, and then I was going through the images, and then it just has one at the top instead of the Wonder Boy. It's got like Revenge of Drancon. So yeah, don't know much about why that is, or who knows. Echo the Dolphin, not a fan of this game in any stretch, but it was in the pile, so I thought I'd go for it in the bundle. And then a game I haven't played before, Woody Pop. It's like a bit of a breakout clone. Looks a bit drab on the back. Use that word in a while. A bit drab, but mediocre. But there's that, and then this. God, where did I get this from? I think both of these from eBay, but from separate sellers. So obviously Japanese Game Gear, no region lock or any crazy stuff like that, as far as I'm aware. But yeah, Sonic Drift 2, bit of a Mario Kart type clone, not as good, but fairly decent. I think this is not crazy money, but on the PAL version, I think it's on the rise to try and get this one. So yeah, quite liked it. Little dinky. I think it's the only Japanese Game Gear game I've got, but yeah, it's obviously not a bloody RPG, so I'm sure I'll be able to get through the menu on this and play a bit of it. But I look forward to checking that one out. And this one again, never played it. The Shinobi games on the Game Gear are, as I understand it, I think both of them are kind of bespoke or just designed for the Game Gear. So I had Shinobi 1, and now I've got Shinobi 2. That's the final, no, the Silent Fury. I'll say Final Fury. So yeah, the first Shinobi game on the Game Gear is pretty awesome. So sorry about all the reflection. So that is, I think that's Game Gear. We're going to do a cut, and then we're going to come on to something else 2 ticks. Right, on to the next pile. So this one is a bit of a mix of things. Let's just go straight into it. This item I'd seen on Facebook Marketplace for, like, not exaggerating, probably about 6 months. It's been sitting there. The price has been coming down and down and down. It started about 100 quid, which is probably about its value, I reckon, off the back of eBay. It does stretch between like 100 to 120. It's far more boxed, and it came down and down, and other priorities. And the other day I was like, I'll just check if that's still on there, and it was on there for 70. And I went in and noticed, it's a bit cheeky, but noticed that we had like a mutual friend on Facebook. It came up, and I just bung in an offer for 50 and was like, look, I can do 50. I knew they were roughly in the area just based on the distance, and they were like, you know what, I'm feeling a bit generous, let's do it. And 10 minutes later I had it in my hands. Literally, a few minutes up the road there. And it's another Game & Watch, but a slightly different one in style. So it's it's boxing. I need to sort the back out. This lady had it. I had a good chat with a lovely lady, and she's had it since new, and these are kind of her. Obviously she's taken a bit of a sticker off that side and not on the other, but I was like, what's the history of it? And she's like, I've had this since I was a little girl. But she's, I don't know what she was, bit older than me, but really into her gaming. You had a really like nice doorstep chat about all the stuff she's into. But yeah, boxing, nice, clean, really looked after it. You see the batches. Hopefully you can just about make out the 2 boxing characters, but I try and do it in a way you can see on camera. But it literally, some of you might have seen these before. I've seen a few, but not that many. It opens up, and then inside you've got two controllers. So it's basically a 2-player Game & Watch, and then you obviously have a bit of some fisticuffs. But really, really, really nice. And on the back, the kind of the leads, the wires, you kind of rotate that round, and they go nicely back into the controller. I'm not going to try and do it on the camera, because I'll royally screw that up. But really, really chuffed with that. So the Game & Watch collection is going from strength to strength. Next up was a book that I've seen on eBay a few times. I've heard a fair bit about it. I don't think there's that many that were printed. I think there might have been a rerun that they did a few years ago. But the book's electronic plastic, and it's all about handhelds, including a bit of a segue, really, wasn't it, from the Game & Watch? But it's just like got loads of stuff in there. It's got every, probably most of them, like the Game & Watch games, the Bandai ones, just like lovely pictures from a guy. It's like collection. Just going to go for some random pages. Let's have a little look through it when it arrived. It was just from eBay, but look for everything on Simon. Yeah, Simon Says. Absolutely awesome. So I'm going to have a proper look through here. I think there's some like Japanese exclusives, or maybe ones that never made it out into over the shores. But what a great book. It's like really, you won't be able to tell from, look at that, probably got the boxing. What one's that one? Oh, Donkey Kong 3. So I see similar like multiplayer versions of boxing. I'm guessing the boxing one's probably somewhere in here. But really thick paper, really well done. And like a book, a bit random, but a book that's getting up in value. So chuffed with that. We've got a repro here. We've got like a custom figure. Everyone knows I love the Ulysses. And to get the little figure, the original one, is just silly money, like really silly money, just because of the rarity, and most of them are like broken, or they're, the paint's rubbed off, or they're missing weapons, or the weapons are like snapped. So it's a bit of a dodgy boot. The best thing about it's probably the card back, to be honest. But Ulysses 31, and you look at the figure, they must have taken it from something else, because it's like everything about it is subtly different to the main man, from the hair, the colour of the stuff he's wearing. He's got, I'm sure he didn't have a little like pistol thing. He had like a pistol sword, like a laser. But it was fairly cheap and cheerful. I don't know if it was like Spain. But yeah, for the other bit of a novelty thing, yeah, love the images. And the best thing about it is it's even got Ulysses. It's got like, what's a hero figure. It's like they've forgotten to update the template, but quite like that. But this one is a bit more, what's the word, a licensed kind of product. But again, this isn't like from back in the day. This is probably, I'm making it up a bit in my mind, I think this is about 20 years old. It might be, any toy fans watching, it might be slightly less than that, but a big box Ulysses. But this again, it was from this was from France. But yeah, lovely. Loves the images there. Telemachus, and No in the corner, the gods. But yeah, really nice figure. I think it's all, yeah, it's all like sealed, so I haven't opened it, and I don't think I will be opening it. But he's got his hands on his hips and a bit of a pose. But yeah, it's sitting over there. Loving it, absolutely loving it. Right, another break, we'll get some more stuff. So next I've got a few items, or most of these items are from the London Games Market, which I attended Sunday just gone, which was good. First time I've been to it. I've got to say, some awesome stuff there, and obviously a lot of stuff for sale. Good range of stuff, fairly easy for me to get to. Not like, it's not a massive ball ache to get there on the train. But it was just so busy, and London obviously is busy, but it was compared to other places I've been to. It's yeah, it was a bit too manic. I'm not like claustrophobic or anything like that, but even I found it a bit probably more frustrating than intense, because you're trying to get stuff, trying to look at stuff. You've got someone on your shoulder, or you're equally, a couple of rows back, trying to get in. It's almost like buying a, back in the day, trying to get a pint from a busy kind of nightclub, and everyone's hovering around the bar trying to get through. But when you're spending a bit of money on a game, and you don't want to be rushed, and you want to see, particularly with Game Boy stuff or Nintendo stuff or anything, is it complete? Let's have a look at the condition. It's not always it was good, it wasn't great. I'll put it like that. And as a result, I got the early bird ticket to go in, so it opened at 11. I was there about 10, and I think next to me in the queue there was like Sega Head and a Retro Gamer Boy like Mike, so they were both there, well versed to or attuned to this kind of thing. I think I've been to it many a time. But yeah, it was kind of waiting, and then we kind of got in, and it was fine to start with. And then by the time the public admission came in an hour later, it was just too much for me. So I vacated. But by that time, I'd spent what my budget. I took some cash with me, and I think apart from, so I did 2 games, which I did a bit of a bank transfer on because I'd run out of cash, and the guy didn't have a card machine, and a few other bits. That was a bit of an ache. But apart from that, it was mainly readies that I was using to pay. We didn't get loads of things, but got some. There's one game, we'll come on to it in a bit, and I never do this when I go somewhere. I'm just like, what's there is there, doesn't really matter. But one game, it's fairly like common in some respects, but then equally it's hard to get a decent. I found it hard to get a decent version of it at a decent price. But in my mind, I was like, if I'm going to get a game, that's going to be the one I'm going to look for. So and it, surprise, it turned out all right. We'll come to that in a second. Couple of bits. One of them, we're not going to believe this, one of them's from my niece, honestly. But there was a seller, nice couple. I had a bit of a chat with them, and the lady was made these things and was kind of knitting a few things when we were there. So got like a Pikachu. That's for the niece. Honestly, for this one, I'm not ashamed. This one's for me. And still, I'm going to pronounce it wrong. Studio Ghibli or Ghibli. This is the character Totoro. The character Totoro from is it My Neighbour Totoro or Totoro? I have no idea how to pronounce it. But these were like cheap as chips, and I thought they looked really cool. And everyone was gravitating towards the games and stuff. And these people weren't getting much love. And I looked at the stuff. I thought, you know what? It's a bit of hard graft, fair play to them, and I love this character, I love this film, so I jumped on that. And then toys one side, let's look at the games. So a couple of middle of the road GBA games, so nothing to write home about, albeit I think this one certainly is a good game. X versus Sever. It's like a first person shooter. It's got some like Wolfenstein vibes to it, but it's it's actually, I don't know who makes it. Ahem Entertainment. I don't know if they're the distributor as opposed to the whoever's. I'm not sure, but good game. So I've had a loose copy of it, and I just thought, right, nice box one, I'll jump on that. And it's a series that I'm going for. Some good riding games, driving games even for the GBA. So GT3, this has got some, it's almost like some Mode 7 type graphics on it. That's how the visuals look anyway. So give this one a go. It's fairly cheap as chips, and I got them together and managed to get a bit of money off, which is always nice. And then these two were the ones. So with this, who was I chatting with? Tootie. So Stu was there with Dazza, and they were stalling up. They were stalled up, selling stuff. So I had a chat with them, and then towards the end of the chat, or the chat with Stu, he's like, go over there's like a guy just selling Game Boy, and the guy had a table full of Game Boy delights, and a lot of them, not all of them, a lot of them I had. Some of them were like real crazy money. I had some big hitters there, and these two I needed, and I looked at, I was fairly too short on cash, even with, I said, look, what can we do price wise? I knew I'd be like cash wise way under, even if he dropped it by like 20-25%. I didn't have enough cash basically, so he kind of dropped it a bit, and then I was just like, look, I can't do this, I can only bank transfer, and the Wi-Fi mobile was out the question. I must have been in the kind of heart of this hotel where it was being the event was taking place, and then the Wi-Fi was a ball ache to get onto, because it was like saying, what's your room number and stuff like that. So probably user error, but eventually I got in, transferred the money, I kind of put it through. He couldn't receive it, and then I could see it gone through. I was like, look, I'll do another tour and then I'll come back, but I've definitely paid for this. Unfortunately, did another spin round the floor, which is probably when I got those the fluffy toys, the figures. And by the time I came back, the guy was waving. He was just like, look, money's in, and and the deal was done. So the first one, F-Zero GP Legend, which I don't think I've even played this one. Got the other, I forget what it's called, the other F-Zero game on the GBA, but not. It just looks like standard F-Zero action. Isn't anything too niche or kind of bespoke about it. So I'll let you know how I get on with that. And then this one, I wouldn't say I made an error, just a lack of judgment or poor memory. So Advance Wars 2, I was adamant that I had Advance Wars 1, but maybe I had it back in the day. I must have sold it, but I saw this and was just like, I haven't got the sequel, Black Hole Rising. So that's the Soundgarden album. Was that Black Hole Sun, or maybe the song? Complete tangent. But anyway, I had too many coffees. I thought I'd grab this one. Really nice, like, condition. All this guy's stuff was spot on. And got back and was like, I'll put it on the shelf right next to the first one. I couldn't fucking find it, and then I was like, do you know what? I don't think I have got it. And it wasn't on the Faithful app. So now I need to go and get the first one, which I think is, I don't know if it's weirdly, I think the first one might be more expensive than the second, or thereabouts. But anyway, it's another excuse to get another game, isn't it? Final thing, so this is the one item that I went looking for, and funnily enough, it's not like a big massive coincidence, but Scott Sega Zombie, check out his video, because he was at the event I left unfortunately for. I think before he arrived, and Al as well, U-Star Gamer. He was a few people were there. I just bloody Scott, Sega Saturn lad. Who else was there? Martin, a hobby lawyer. I missed everyone by being a worse and getting the train back. But Scott, Sega Zombie, he had something in the same series as this. I'm going to complete bloody spoiler, and I was just like, bloody hell. So he was after that. This is what I've been after. So the Super Shinobi 2, which is basically Shinobi 3 in PAL territories. I don't know why. It's just maybe my bad luck, but I keep seeing people, or a few people have grabbed this in the last 12 months. I see it on pickups videos, but whenever I've had alerts on eBay for ages, and there's a bit of a dirty copy on there at the moment where it's like completely faded. There's a tear, and it hasn't got like the manual, and it's quite a bit of money. So found a place that had two of these, literally side by side, same amount of money, and I could not tell the difference apart. Like I literally opened them up. I was looking at the cover art. I took it out of the thing. I was looking at the instructions. They were just the same. It was just like if I was a cynical sod, and but I would have been like repros of the same line at the same time. But it's in really good condition. Lobbed a few quid off. It's a probably, I think it might be the most. I haven't got many Japanese Mega Drive games, but I'm pretty sure this is the most expensive one I've got from them. But it will sit well next to Super Shinobi 1. So yeah, and I chuffed with them. Get it back on the shelf. So that was the games market. Gutted I missed a few people. Would have been lovely to have to seen them, but next time, and hopefully in a quieter surroundings. But it was, when was it? I'm trying to think if timing wise, maybe it was before. Must have been before if the games market was last week. But retrogames.co.uk, so the awesome Jace with his What's in the Box series and other stuff. He's got the most amazing series where he's been to Japan, like Tokyo, not that long ago, and that's a really good series to watch. So professionally done, and he did the soundtrack as well, all the music. But he had one game he showed, and then that got me looking at their website, and I was just like, oh, maybe I'll grab a couple of other Japanese Mega Drive games. So the game he showed, a good price, because it's got a bit of a tear on it, and it hasn't got the manual. Saying that it has got the manual, it's just he'd marked it as no manual because the front page of the manual has been ripped, but it's outrun basically. But there's just something really pucker about the again, just the different Japanese box art. I thought this is freaking awesome. Can't remember. I thought on the video he didn't show the manual, and on the website it was priced and it said without manual. But then when I got it, it's just that the front page, or the cover of the manual, has been torn, I should say. But for the price, it's more about the box art. To be honest, certain things I can be a bit finicky with manuals, but I'm loving that. Chuffed with that. This one, I think I've got it on an Evercade. A bit of a love-hate thing, but I'll say how it is. I do like the Evercade. They do come up with some good stuff. I think I've got it on one of the Evercade collections. And memory serves me well, which could be a 1 in a million occurrence. But I think Eddie Rollercore grabbed this one. So I think he did, because I remember him saying it's not, everyone calls it Granada X, but it's just Granada, and that's the logo. So Eddie, I grabbed Granada, and it's like I don't know how you describe it, like a maze shooter. You can in a tank, you can travel around these various levels, taking out bosses and enemies, but it's very like a top down. It's a bit of a kind of a maze feel to it, but it's one of those. I love the front cover. I think that's friggin' awesome. But the back is, I don't know, it is a bit drab. Let's use it again, the word drab. It was like, what's that all about? it's just like a random friggin' tree. It's like they got a bit lazy with that one, but yeah, that's the part that's going to be on display. So yeah, Granada. Would you another cut? 2 seconds. Right guys, sorry about all the cuts. It's just been an essential thing to avoid towers of games just piling everywhere, and the order being even more wacky than it's probably ended up being. But final round, and it is a mix of stuff. This one I think I should have shown earlier because I got it in one of the bundles with a Game Gear game. I haven't played it yet. Micro Machines V4, obviously for the DS. Codemasters, Completio, fairly cheap and cheerful. Does look like looks like how Micro Machines should do, albeit with a slightly more of a 3D view, perhaps than what were the some of the earlier games. But never played this one. Didn't really know much about it. Hope it's good. Please let it be good. If so, it could be just a nice pick up and play title. What's this? So the next one, eBay bundle, and really good price on. I'm a sucker for manuals. Like the amount of times I just go in and on eBay and I'll just do like manual bundle, instruction manual bundle, and just see what there is, and just not giving away any secrets. But yeah, it's just almost like buy it now, cheapest price, see what are then cheeky offers. These came through, and this was at the top, so it must be from a store which I'd never heard of. Perhaps you guys have, and perhaps I'm out of touch. But yeah, nabbit.co.uk, and I'm sure that's not exclusive to me. They wouldn't have printed this flyer just for me. So if that offer code still works, then be my ruddy guest. And then what should we go for? And it was just a random set of stuff. These ones I don't even really need. I did probably compare these two. I say two because we got 2 of them, to my current one. But if anyone needs one good and then one heavily creased Super Mario Kart manual, it's all right. It's not too bad. Give me a shout. This I don't even own an N64, but it was in the bundle, and it's got some CB, whoever the hell that was, on there. But yeah, Diddy Kong Racing. If anyone needs manual for this game, doesn't mind that, and a little bit of a crease, then shout. You can pop it in the post. But this is why I was after the bundle, because I've got a lot of, albeit quite a few boxed Game Boy games now. I've got a lot of loose ones, and I don't mind getting loose with manual. Something a bit weird, just for I don't know why, just for the Game Boy, and some of the Game Gear stuff. But stop waffling. The Amazing Spider-Man, Wario Land, Pitfall, Game Boy Color, Escape from Camp Deadly, Bart Simpsons for the Game Boy, Ronaldo Football for the GBC, game which I have probably 1 million copies of, Wave Race. If anyone needs that, again, you can probably see a crease there. Shout, because I've certainly got that one. Radar Mission, don't have that. I think I've got this one loose. Mission Impossible, Game Boy Color. And again, if anyone needs that, shout. Definitely, I've got that, about 5 of them already. Game Boy Tennis. But yeah, for the amount, I think it was about 14 quid for all that stuff. It sounds a bit mad, but some of these Game Boy instructions alone can go for an increasingly chunky amount of money. So I'm more than happy with that. That return. There's a few bits in there, like I say, if people want them, then shout. This game, God, I thought I had it. I really did. And I can't even find my loose cart of it, so maybe I never did own it, but I should have done, because it's one of the finest games for the Game Boy Color. Donkey Kong Country, and yeah, really nice condition. Like seller I had saved, and I remember that guy, and his packaging was top of the world. So yeah, really pleased to get that one. And then he had this one as well. Got a little cheeky deal. So yeah, Dragon's Lair, but nice cover. Game is a bit tripe. But I think it's the Game Boy Color version of this. Don't quote me, but I think the Game Boy Color version of this is the one which is like the home computer, the cartoon one with the flashy yellow bit. You've got to hit the right direction at the right time to let the story progress. I want to get that one, but I think it's a lot of money. I think it's a chunk of money, where this is just, yeah, nice cover, but not the best game. These ones, we got a couple from Limited Run that have taken a century to to arrive. So they'd already released a Castlevania collection before, but this one's specifically for the Advance. But it has got as well. So it's got Circle of the Moon, Harmony of Dissonance, Aria of Sorrow, but then it's got Dracula X. Which I think I always get the wrong, but I think that's not Rondo of Blood, or yeah, I think which is from the PC Engine. They remade that, and then I think Dracula X was released on the SNES. So I think this is the SNES version, but I could be saying a load of bullshit. But it certainly wasn't a GBA game. So yeah, and it's sealed at the moment. It won't be sealed for much longer. I'm hoping maybe I need Dylan to help me out on this one, but the Limited Run cards, I got this and I was like, maybe the cards inside, but then I got another Limited Run game and the card was separate. And this one, yeah, I've been waiting for this one for even longer. So I think it's a seriously pricey Sega Saturn game, shooter. I think I've played by illegitimate means before, i.e. ROMs. I think Ali might have I don't know if he's got like the aficionado version of this game, but Limited Run, albeit, you know, they're not kind of cheap, and it comes from the States, a lot cheaper than obviously getting the Saturn game. So yeah, look forward to, again, it's sealed. And then the final set, probably nothing to write home about, but these I got suckered into bloody Black Friday. Just looking at the phone and Amazon, and so I rattled through these. We got, so this, people keep going on about this. I think it was about £6. Rico. I know that I can't name names because I can't remember, but people have definitely been talking about that, saying it's a good one. I hope I'm right, otherwise I've just bought a load of tripe. A couple of throwbacks to the old game, a couple of Switch games. So we've got Double Dragon Gaiden, which see a newish title. I haven't been close to reviews. I don't think it hasn't. I would have suspected people have been saying it's a truly amazing game. I probably would know that and picked up on it. So I'm guessing it's probably a bit more middle of the road. But we'll see. It was pretty cheap. Can't remember exactly, but I think it was under £20. I'm sure a Switch game ain't too bad. Yeah, Operation Wolf. It's like people can't come up with new ideas anymore, so they go back to the games of old. So we'll see what that's like. Obviously, there's no bloody light gun on the Switch, so hopefully it's okay. House of the Dead I thought was okay-ish, but not as good as, you know, proper like laser shooter game would have been a lot better. This one again, can't remember who, but I'm sure people have been talking about this. Dredge, the PS5. Got a cool little art style on that, so check that out. Get some time. I'm double dipping on these. In complete honesty, I've got them both for the Switch, and I think they're kind of games that we hope will go up in value. But regardless of that, and they are sealed, but I'm going to open these. They're fantastic shooters. I'm going to pronounce them wrong. Is it the Psycho? I can't say Sicko. It's wrong, isn't it? Psycho games, the shooters. So some absolute belters on here. So you got Gunbird 2, and a few others on that one, which is the Volume 2, in reverse order. But the one which I come back to on the Switch is Volume 1, which has got Strikers 9045, 99, Strikers 9045 2, Soul Divide, Dragon Blaze, Zero Gunner 2, which I think is the helicopter one, with the cool like rotate mechanics. But yeah, again, I can't remember how much these were, but they were. I remember looking, thinking these are pretty bloody cheap because of Black Friday. So yeah, chuff with them. That's it. I felt like I've got a lot off my chest in this session. bit of therapy, a bit of pickups therapy. But cheers for watching. I hope everyone's doing all right. I'm going to get these back on the shelves. I'll be banging out a few videos, I'm sure, between now and Crimbo. Loads of good videos out at the Mo. People doing some fantastic content. Finding a few more tubers from all over the place. A few new like UK ones as well, which is cool, and people are finding them and kind of sharing the details. So breaking the algorithm, but it's a bit of a friggin' pain in the arse to try and find any smaller tube channels these days. But yeah, go and check those peeps out and share the love when you find them. And I will catch you very soon on the next one. All the best. Cheers.